good afternoon, good evening, good day, or good night to everybody out there. Thank you guys for always tuning on in. As always, we are going in with another bout of just our daily quest for the day. I am interested in trying to do more structured content from stream to stream. So I figured that if I'm trying to make the ability to just stream in general anyways, that I should try doing something that's a little bit more I guess more deliberate in a way, where I'm like really trying to basically hammer something more long form that I could potentially develop into content or make something out of from online. But let me know what you guys think of, if anything, that ends up being what we go for. So, question. I know I've been talking about the last couple days in terms of cutting one Barbaros, in terms of making Mars more deliberate. The issue is that there's nothing else that really adds a loot to our hand. We could put in just the Penguin Punisher just for the sake of it being a 2-drop. That doesn't feel incredible. Heidler's Gambit is not what we want. We really want guys, just lads, individuals, if you will. If we're making it more consistent, we get Mars, we could just swap it out for another Lieutenant's Report. Maybe that's the answer. So we get our one copy of Barbaros more consistently, because we rarely does the second one come up, but when it does, it's like really nice. You know what? Just for the sake of today, we're just gonna try it. It's L-I-E. Right. Yep. Oh, I only have 2 foil copies. Oh man. Yeah, we're just gonna cut one copy of Barbaros for one copy of the report, and we're just gonna see if that works or not. For those of you that are following along with the quest that I'm doing, at least I have the Vault 5, 4 ranked matches. Unfortunately, I spun into the Win 1 private match off of trying to respin a Win 5, and 5 games, that's just too long. That's just too long for a session today. And, unfortunately, I don't actually have anyone to play private games with, so we're just gonna, unfortunately, be missing out on one quest for the day. I know they have that quest in there as like part of motivating you to either invite friends or have friends that play the game more regularly, so you can be like, oh, I got my private game quest, let's play some games. But in practicality, just nah.
Bear the past, but seize the future.
All right.
Get out of my way!
Gosh darn it. Shoot. Is this a full mole? Do we just that desperately need? They're going first. Yeah. Okay, this feels better. So in theory, Tony should now be 3 out of 4 to draw our Mars. So we should be able to see Mars very consistently. Shoot. Aqua Fairy, I believe, is their best 1-drop in this deck. I mean, we'll play Bumpkin Recruiter. We did not have our Brave Vanguard, which is actually the best answer to this, because then we immediately trade and they can't play one of the 2-drops.
Many are charmed by what they cannot have.
Oh, is this Hozumi? I did not think Hozumi was a thing in rotation, though. That doesn't make sense, per se. Well, they can still now play a fairy just to play one of the bounce guys, so I think we just Tony.
I'm just a diamond in the rough.
Alright.
Right?
And we got Mars, so now we can go turn 4 Mars plus Lieutenant's Report, and that's really good. Yeah, we go face so that we can threaten a value trade here, but in general, not feeling too good about just the straight up fact we went second. The fact that going second can feel this bad is sadness. Man, they're gonna play 4 cards this turn. Yep. So that's the first Whirlwind Assault, and they're gonna invoke another one, and now they have a Divine Smith in hand. Okay, I see what they're laying down now. We do now see what they're laying down. Boy oh boy. Yeah, we just stop the bleeding. We do a little bit of value bumping here. In theory, they should have only 3 damage going into the Iron Rot. So then we might be able to get some other value trade, like this takes off the last health on the Fallen Angel. But it really is a, we're just on the back foot, because guess what? We went second. Oh boy. It really is a difference. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Oh god. And they're on the Kingdom stuff. What's the name of the guy that clearly wants that? Magachio? I don't actually remotely remember what Magachio actually does, so that's a bit of a problem. Alright. We know they have Ryan, who's going to give them 2 evolves, and they've been making excellent progress on their little quest here. Jeez. Oh man, the bleeding! We're just bleeding out here. We have double lieutenant's reports. We probably just have to. We just play Deep Sea Scout, I think, to help clean up the board even more. Because by far, the just straight up bleeding out is not what we want. That is not the goal here.
I will lead the charge.
Then we play Deep Sea Scout. Yeah, because we have both of these for card velocity, so the Deep Sea Scout is not as necessary. We can actually just play it to trade. So we take out the Bane because Bane sucks. We take out that. That also sucks. And honestly, I think we take out a Fairy because them having fairies is much more relevant than them having a Freyja. And it's the exact same on this board unless they choose to evolve it for like 1 extra HP or something. Plumeria plus Shining Valkyrie is such a very specific interaction that's pretty good. Yep. And then you can use Ryan to evolve the fairy. Yeah, you can evolve this fairy too. It's the same.
He's so warm.
It's so much damage. It's cool that Plumeria is seeing play in a deck, because I actually do have triple copies of Hatsune Miku, and I might want to do something with that. But the rest of the deck is so expensive to craft. Lieutenant's Report also gives us a little bit of healing buffer, and that is very nice.
Can I get some breeze here?
How many Whirlwind Assaults have they played? They played 3. So if I actually read the card, until I'm turning plus X plus O to an ally far as cost 1 or less. Then if it was 5, give it Storm. The number of other. Okay, so they're only at 3. Oh god, do we second Mars? That's a lot of damage that we push, and it makes Iron Rot really good. But it doesn't clean up the board, and that's what I'm really concerned about. Because then we only end up getting 2 bodies. Shoot. How many are still in deck? 23? So as long as we just don't draw cards on this turn, we should be able to go like Mars plus Iron Rot on the next turn. Sure, let's do that. So we play this.
The tides roil the waters of my heart.
We evolve, subtract 1 from the necklace, because this already gives everything we naturally play Rush.
Everything I have, I give for Our Lady.
Yeah. So now we can Gilded Necklace on this guy. We play Lyra. Then we bump. So we have a little bit of insulation, got a little bit of healing, and then next turn we can really go Mars into Iron Rot into a bunch of Lieutenant Reports. And again, this is because we took out 1 of the Barbaros, we can more easily be like, okay, we're just the Mars deck.
Every creation has a purpose.
1, 2. We play 2 cards.
No one messes with this.
The next time this flower takes damage, reduce that damage to 0. Yep. Turns out this is really good if you have fairies that evolve for free. You're on triple Divine Smith? That's crazy. Oh, it's because they invoke and bounce. You can then get the Gerber-Bear to have Big Storm. Alright. So this 3 is still going to be negated by the Lyrala. So it's just this coming in. Unfortunately, we don't clean up the board again. These whirlwind assaults are actually building. It's crazy. Alright, as long as they don't have Bane, Iron Rot Defender can try to hold down the fort. Whoo boy! Oh boy, oh boy. This is dangerous for us. So you don't have the ability to attack 2 times per turn.
Tremble with fear, with excitement.
This will decide
Oh
this.
gosh, we're in so much danger. It's like not even funny.
I will lead the charge.
No matter the danger.
We could have attempted to just Lieutenant Report for more 1-drops. Would have been the main thing.
Iron strike.
Yeah, we just trade there, and then we trade there. Our only hope is that they have to trade into Iron Rot Defender a whole bunch, and then they just... So what, that would be... If they traded in 4 times, that would be another 8 damage to their own face. But they have,
From the grove.
They played 4 Whirlwind Assaults. Oh god! Give +2 and Storm to all allied condemned followers. Yeah. Shoot. I think we're dead. Because it becomes a 6/6 Storm. You can trade 1, 2, 3, 4 guys into the Iron Rot Defender. Oh yeah, it has Cannonball for 0 evolution points. I forgot about that. Oh shoot. Yeah, we're dead. Wait, this is 11 damage here. What? Oh, what?
To shun the ring is to
Come on. Oh my god. That's gross. Yeah.
Power. It's the real thing.
They had their play 4 cards per turn quest started really early by comparison to what we were trying to do. And I think that did it. That was basically what did us in. Oh well. Oh well.
You must die! Stand back. I have this covered.
Yeah, we throw back the Deep Sea Scout, I think. Actually, no, we keep it. I like it. I like it. Oh, we're awesome. You hate to lose a game and see your play stuff right against the same craft, because it means that your craft is just bad.
Come and ignites my dream!
I'll be a royal knight someday.
We totally... Because now we can go face and they're incentivized to trade. I mean, this would have also have been the one of Valiant Fencer in the other build, so we just suck it up.
I knew death store an intruder.
So they're on the Heroics build. That much is evident from the Morgenstern Maid. What does the Thief give? It gives a copy of Boots. So what? We could
Give up.
trade. We could Thief plus Boots if we really wanted to. I don't think that's necessary.
Come and ignites my dream!
I think being able to have the extra redraws going is better.
Evil
Yep, they are the heroic build. We already knew that. We have secured Mars. That is excellent. So many boots, so little time.
Your manners are awful.
Ooh, and a tidal gunner. We can tidal gunner.
Oh, how I miss the tides.
We can goblet ourselves. So we're instead trading in our
I won't give up.
guys for a bit of board presence. Does the 1 health here matter at all? They're literally on
Right
board,
there.
guys.
You wouldn't.
And then give you boots.
Right there. Is yours not flame repellent or something?
We've played 2. Played 2 so far. 3, 4, 5. Alright, now they land a Mars.
Excitement.
Mars does not clear our board, which is really nice.
The battle's
Actually, if they have a 1
I
copy,
will lead
never
the
mind.
charge.
Now that
No 1 drop.
fight.
So now so Lyrala is just not, it just doesn't do a lot in this matchup, and that much is secured. So we're only ever going to have 1 Flames General Regalia, because unless we top deck literally Mars next turn,
I will lead the
or
charge.
we have to top deck a Mars before we top deck any officer, and that is just not the most likely. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Bane up,
Healing light.
because I don't think they have a Storm up.
So warm.
So now, depending on what we draw, next turn might just be Scout, Scout, Loot, Loot.
Tremble with fear.
Shoot, they have double ones. You didn't even have a Tony! What are you doing?
Won't be long now.
You have 28 cards left in deck!
The battle's finally heating up. I will lead the charge.
I rage against the Dying of Light.
Bullocks! Evildoers will be burned to a crisp!
You wouldn't.
It's so warm.
Oh, we have a Lieutenant's report. Let's start with that then. Yeah. All future Marses are offline, and that's okay. Scout plus Scout.
I will pierce the seas.
If we give them nothing to trade into, we don't take damage for them trading into us, right? Draw 1. Draw 2. Draw 3. Draw 4.
Scream all you want. Scream all you want.
I just don't know how I'm gonna out this. Jesus. Ugh. It is not excellent.
Magic.
You're still way too slow.
It all ends here.
Lightning has nothing on me. I'll be a royal knight someday.
So what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Nothing? This is just what happens? I can't think of anything I did wrong. Man, I'm just dead. Well, we have a quest to evolve, guys.
You're still way too slow.
This is
Won't
369.
be long now.
Lightning has nothing on me.
9 is not lethal. Womp womp. Dang. Feels bad. Feels bad.
You must die! On our swords, blooms of victory!
Send this all back. Just play a one drop.
Come and get it, losers.
We try to out-tempo them. But dang. Dang, 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 dang. Well, hello, Sean XZs. Or XYZ.
You're still way
It's
too
great to see you. Yeah, I like my little avatar guy. He's a cool lad. We're just out here doing dailies and it's getting run over. Oh, they're rally! They're rally sword! Oh, wait, that's a little different. That's fun. That is real fun. Oh yeah, we do this. We do this 100%. Because the probability of Deep Sea Scouts surviving right now is really high. I can't think of any targeted removal that SwordCraft is running right now. Yeah, I'm primarily Sword and Shadow main, is what I do for Shadowverse, particularly because I actually first got back into the game playing Enemy Shadow, and actually, it was actually more fun than that. I actually first got back into the game back when Aggro Shadow was really good. That was a fun time. But yeah, definitely Sword and Shadow mains is where I'm at right now, and unfortunately, that's not the best spot to be in at the moment. Yeah, we just continue to card draw. I really like using the building package for this drawing. Hey, we got our Mars. Excellent. We're gonna have Mars on curve. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, Bloodcraft. I don't understand sometimes. What is it? What is it that they're doing? With blood, it just feels so like, what is vengeance other than a Boolean parameter to toggle with your card effects anyways, right? Imagine actually going down to less than 10 HP. Impossible. Can't be me.
My wings are righteous fire.
Oh, Dragoncraft is real fun. Dragoncraft is real fun. I big understand that. Ooh, we got double Mars. That is most excellent. Love to see that.
Excitement.
Yeah. I always wonder why we run like the one other commander. I mean, like, it's always to get something extra with Tony, so you can always have a little bit more sustain. But man, it's so good to just have double Mars. But yeah, Dragoncraft, very understandable. Ramping into large guys is very fun. Very fun. Yeah, it's cool to hear that you got into the game from the anime. That is always something amazing to hear. It's the what? Oh my gosh. I always give card games that have an anime or show some extra credit to it, because it's actually part of what helps the game become... It helps the game have a much wider player base in general, since it has further outreach to a larger demographic of people. And as always, having variety in your player base is always something critical that I'm going to support. Yeah, I know a lot of people have also been using it with Hero. I saw a very interesting list during one of my sessions where they were using the loot. Oh my! We never triple Mars, right? We never triple Mars. Where they were losing the loot cards primarily to have extra cycling due to the this incredibly broken one drop that we have right here. Like, the one drop is insane. It just doesn't have a deck for it right now. It's crazy. Crazy box. Do we Title Gunner plus the Gilded Goblet? What would that do for us? We could go... That's not... Actually, no. It's... Right. So we go Title Gunner. It gets two procs. We trade in here. We can then go Mars trade in here. We heal Mars. This pings off the 1-drop, and then we just go face.
All you want.
Representing good damage. Like, the loot cards are very powerful in themselves, but they just really don't have the support right now. Yeah, Galder, I know, is the main rally guy right now, because he just helps you survive against all the extra pings that everyone's doing. But I know Hero is a very popular variant of Mars. Because the Hero cards are also, they're just good, and Valiant Fencer helps you have more of a definitive, like, we're going to just dump our hand on turn 7 and hope it wins. I just really hate the, I just really hate the fact that I get stuck with all the 5-drop. Like, Wind Slasher and Mock Knight are good when you naturally curve them, but otherwise Mock Knight just, like, Wind Slasher just, like, is stuck in your hand for so long in the game. Okay, but anyways, we have a problem here. Did they have a second Galder in hand? For, you know, continue to be in a state of problem, but hopefully they just don't. So we can go report, draw 2 new cards. So we Mars for Bane in order to kill Galder, just because he's the largest lad. Go in there. These guys have -2 from any damage. So we need to deal with this guy at least 5? This guy so goes up to a 3, evolves for 4. I guess we're... Dang. Illustrious Thief plus Evo in order to kill this thing. And that feels bad. Discard a Boots.
It all ends here.
If I get timed out again, and I can't take out this 3/3, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay. We got the Stormwracked first mate. Gonna rally to infinity. You gotta Takatsumi. Yeah. They have the rally 10. They have Bab Kappa. Whoo boy. Man, this I do enjoy me some good control swordcraft. It just feels so bad when it's like highly pivoted on incredible. Can someone explain that to me? How it always hits the one guy that gets to attack my face? What? What? Ha! This still has Galder's effect? Wait, that's actually pretty good. Dang, I lost another game.
I should have foreseen
Man. Oh, gosh. I don't have the most time today to actually try to get my dailies done. And that sucks, because I'm just losing. Oh my gosh. Let's buy 2 packs. Let's buy 2 packs and feel better about ourselves. Jesus. I lost another week. Yeah. I don't know. Today is not feeling it. Hope your daily quest grind is going better for you. I mean, honestly, I'm out here and I'm about to just play unlimited Atomy and just RNG my way into what, 4 wins? I have to win 4 ranked matches? Oh my god, it's so many games. Alright, Atomy. At least I can... Yeah, I know, the back has the shining on it. That allows you to know what kind of rarity it is. Very fun feature, I really like that. I always like having that little bit of a tease.
Fate has carried you far, but it ends here.
しの支配は否定する。
Yeah, congratulations! Getting the Miku is always incredible. Also, they're also on Shadowcraft, so we're just gonna be two ships sailing in the night. Yeah. Very fun thing is that I actually ended up pulling triple Miku, and I have no clue what to do with it because I'm not a Forest Craft main remotely. I have like nothing for the craft, and it takes like what you need the Nobilis, you need the Shining Valkyries, you need extra copies of Ran. You just need so much for it to finish building the deck, and it's just like, what do you do with that? I know, right? I'm out here being like, yo, dude, I'm like a Sword and Shadow main, you know? I like my mid-rangey grind fest, and they're like, nah. I know, it's crazy. Yeah. Understandable. Okay, we can actually do this next turn. So we can Ghost Pup. Based off of whether it lives or dies, it will have a ghost that will be able to pop to the Corral Souls. We'll have 4 cards we can drop out of me. We might actually win a game! Yay! Fascinating. I was not expecting that. I guess we might as well play Death of the Party. We can always Corral Souls later. What if this person knows that they walked into Unlimited? They must be cooking something. At least we get to draw a million cards next turn. That's exciting. I know, it's quite the extreme. I feel like it's like, yeah, it'd be so fun to make a list of like triple Miku, but I'm like, I just don't play that craft. Alright, Gil can trade with Spirit Eater, which is what I guess you're doing. Oh, did you even Burial, right? Oh, Lakandula. Yeah, this looks like a rotation. I mean, Gildan Elise rotate out. Maybe it was someone who recently realized their deck rotated out, so they're just playing the new one. Now we just go to town. Play Dragoncraft, Chest Rune, and a bit of Sword. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Are you are you on the current what is Dragon on currently? Dragon's on. Is Dragon still on Armed, or is Dragoncraft on the on just like Baja Control? Oh yeah, Dragoncraft's on Draziel. Draziel Bahamut Control. As you can tell, that's that leaves my mind quite consistently. It's not something I try to think about all the time. I get locked out by Draziel for the millionth time. Shoot, we have too many cards. Oh no, what am I gonna do with all of these cards? So now we smack them for 10. Okay, we won a game! Let's go! Man. We're already 30 minutes into the stream? Gosh darn it. I'm unfortunately probably gonna have to, after this game, swap over to Marvel Snap to get that done in time. But, dang. Turns out needing to squeeze streaming into the rest of life is actually quite difficult. Who'd have thought it? Stygian pizza. Yeah, this looks like an old rotation list. Yeah, especially if we can just soul people. Because there are better things to reanimate 3 than Stygian Piazzolla in Unlimited. Yeah. Those are the 2 games that I currently alternate streaming for my dailies. First half is going to be Shadowverse, second half is Marvel Snap. Because you know, as much as every single algorithm in the world wants to make it non-profitable to be a variety streamer, I'm just trying my darnest to force it. Because so many card games can learn from each other, as much as us also being able to learn from having other card games in our life. I just want to keep it up. Oh yeah, Marvel Snap. It's one of the newest mobile card games that's come out. It has a lot going for it in terms of mechanic diversity. The current economy and everything external to the actual hit the play button, I still don't fully agree with. The collection manager gets incredibly cluttered with all the infinity snaps. it gets
All you know.
they've been working on their like token acquisition shop for like entirely too long. But it's just been something they've been having to do because their original model people properly raged against in terms of being too expensive, and they've been slowly adjusting it ever since, which is good. It's good that they are adjusting it. That's the only reason I'm still playing it, because the creators of the game have shown that they are, unlike most of the games, actually like changing things up. They are switching things up. They are making the game more affordable, easier to acquire cards that you want, which is good, because one of their original tenets is that they wanted to recapture the, I was going to make a whole video about this that I never got around to. Also, shout out to Birth of the Ravenous being a counterpick for Handless Blood. Wild in. Yeah, we just play Freyja.
Many are charmed by what
Because
they
we really just
cannot
want
have.
double kernels on the next turn. Oh shoot, accidentally resized the window. Uh-oh. There we go. Despair, perpetual despair. If you have any questions about Marvel Snap when I start streaming it, feel free to ask.
As you wish.
It's time for the Lord of Atomy. So we're asking them to have exactly Margolin, or the Omen. And if they don't, we're in a pretty good spot. But if they do, we lose the game. So 50-50. Or they could have Realm of Repose. They can also have Realm of Repose. That lets them try to dig for it for another turn. Because this is all the Stormy Storm that we get. So we can use Thunder to destroy the realms. They don't get free protection for the next turn. Next, we play Death of the Party? That sounds about right. We don't have another copy of Atomy yet. That is a concern. And then we just go face. Do we evolve someone? I don't think so, because we do actually have Necro Impulse. Heck yeah. Oh no, Necro Impulse isn't going to be live, even if they wipe my board.
This'll be a cinch.
There's no way. No way. No shot. No shot.
You're in good hands.
If you kill me. Okay. No, I was about to be like, if you somehow kill me without having your Belephron evolve, I was just gonna rage. Yeah, that's,
Time for some well-deserved.
believe it or not, that's actually part of the reason why I lead with Shadowverse, because I feel like it has a bit more space for growth, especially for, you know, me as a smaller time streamer. Since again, it's like I'm literally just trying to fit it into my schedule wherever I can right now. And Shadowverse seems to have a bit more room for growth, and especially in terms of people that are going to be little PNG guys like me. Just because I don't have the time and/or resources to set up like a really nice looking
Another
studio.
night, another ruby.
So here I am.
I hope you're ready to escort me.
Yeah, Marvel Snap definitely has things going for it, and I'll show that. Oh god, I was gonna say I was gonna do it after like 2 games ago. Wild. I am absolutely out here wilding. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's just see if we can lose to Bloodcraft real quick. Yeah, it is a struggle day in, day out, but you know what? It's okay. It's a struggle that many people share, and we all try to make it work. 100% we go with the Spirit Eater. Because they are Bloodcraft, the only thing we are trying to do is invoke Atomy with double Spirit Eater, and then we win the game. If we don't do that, we lose the game. It's very binary like that. So next turn we go Spirit Eater, then we probably go Possession, Glory, and Ghost Pup. Okay, there's actually a very good chance that we're gonna make this. Because they had to do just a Revelry on 2, it's like they force damage, but our win condition isn't hyper relevant to that. Do we bury the pup? Yeah, we bury the pup. Sorry, pup.
Oh boy. Wait to see my genius.
Shoot. We have Procession for Freyja. So next turn we go. Shoot. They have to leave the bat up. They have to leave the bat up for us to be safe.
See?
Or in a very funny twist of events, they try to clog our board. Oh, Full Moon Leap! Oh, Full Moon Leap, how I loathe you so. God. Demonic Possession on Freyja. Let's see if we can get an Atomy out here. We do in fact get an Atomy, which is going to be incredible. Let's keep the animated one, because the animated one is nice. I guess we play Spirit Eater? Yeah. I mean, the hope, fingers crossed, is that they just build a board next turn. Because if they build a board, then we just get to Atomy, pop our board, get triple Spirit Eater, blow up their board, get a million guys, get a million health, and be incredibly... No! You're not allowed to play around me! Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? Well, shiz. I guess we just evolve then.
Keep it moving.
No, they identified my win condition, which is them letting me win the game. God. That's kind of funny. Oh, they drew Seductress Vampire right as they were at 11. Well, now that they have Vengeance active, I guess I just continue to attack with this bat. I can't think of anything that allows them to kill me from 12 right now. But I can't kill them either then? This is going to be 3, Nectar Impulse makes 1. I evolved that, so 3, 6, 7, 8. That's only 8 damage. Yeah, I mean, playing Atomy doesn't actually help me survive at all, so... Wow, this is so funny. I've never seen a Bloodcraft player that doesn't just vomit their hand. They are incredibly disciplined. Alright.
Kneel before the fist of the Emperor.
Okay. Dealing 6 damage to all enemies.
I'm way over my head here.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. If I just didn't clog my board with Spirit Eaters and actually got one of the Abyssal Kernels down, that game would have easily been ours, because we would have just attacked with Abyssal Kernel. But they identified their win condition, which was not letting me pop anything. You know, incredibly fascinating. Good on them. But yeah, just due to timing, we're going to be switching over to Marvel Snap right now. So let me go ahead and get that loaded up. As well as I need to update the game that we're playing. Yeah. I wish there was more, I guess, algorithm support for variety streaming, but, I mean, I can very much understand from an algorithmic approach why that's not a thing. So let's get the Marvel Snap up in here. So yeah, this is Marvel Snap. It's the game made by Second Dinner. That's incredible, just entirely Marvel IP. Wait, my opponent was Uma Musume? Was it? Huh, I'm gonna have to check that. But anyways, I got absolutely slapped. All right. So yeah, Marvel Snap. Same thing. You have daily quests that you're able to do. No, your Shadowverse card. Oh, yeah, yeah. I must have just clicked through too fast. I'm not completely sure what you're talking about. But yeah. I've been trying to play the game for a while, but anyways. So, Marvel Snap, you have quests of play cards, win a location with only one card. So yeah, different from other card games, as opposed to it being that you're just trying to get your opponent's, oh, you're talking about the Spirit Invasion. Yeah, yeah, yep. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It was from the, Shadowverse plus the Derby Racing collab, I believe. So yeah. It is really cool, the number of collabs that that Shadowverse does. Yep. Uma Musume, the Pretty Derby tie-in. So yeah, you try to win locations with the cards that you play, as opposed to directly fighting your opponent for their life. You know, all your fun Marvel Snap IPs, like you got Thanos out here, who I'm actually going to pin. You're able to upgrade your cards to make them look super shiny and whatnot, and that's incredibly fun. But let me just hop into a game with one of my more consistent decks, the Dracula Dump. So you're going to see here real quick that when the board game loads up, you got me, we got them, and we have these 3 locations in the middle of the board. Each location is going to have a special ability, and the other locations are revealed as the game progresses. And simply by playing our cards here, they're each going to have a cost value and then a stat value and some various effect. Ongoing is just like a continuous effect where here it gives the 1 cost cards plus 1 power. So it'd make my Iceman get +1 going from 2 to 3. And you just try to win 2 out of 3 locations and just have the most value. Rickety Bridge is really bad for us because after each turn, if there's more than 1 card here, destroy them, and we're kind of like a Flood-esque style deck. So we're just going to play our Lizard over there. Yeah, location-wise, this is not great for us. Not great. They played Scorpion into the Rickety Bridge. That is bold. We're gonna go with bold there. 6 cost cards cost 1 less. Okay, we're gonna... Ooh, I could play Armor into the Rickety Bridge if we actually want to play there. Is that something we're interested in? No. We're gonna just play Armor here. And Squirrel Girl here. Yeah. Because this is a 0. We can just let the 0 part die and we get 1 on each side. So Nidavellir, we are very easily filling up. We're going to be getting the stats there. And they can... they Rhino the Rickety Bridge. There we go. That would do that. Where do we play Khazar? Do we think we're playing Destroyer naturally is the question. If we top deck either Cosmo or Zero, we are not. If we top deck Dracula, I think we just play Khazar here. We just present to them like, hey, this is the power we have going into this lane. You have 0 cards here right now. You can either deal with it or not deal with it. That allows us to then spend our next 2 turns trying to... Oh! Well then. We no longer get our Omega card lead. Do we Destroyer is the question. So what? We could go Destroyer here and then Red Skull here and just say deal with both lanes. Because they're committing some resources here. Then we're going to be up in this lane by 9. Then we're going to be up in this lane by 12. And then we just say deal with it, I guess. I guess if we top deck exactly Dracula, we can go Dracula instead plus Sunspot. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's the play. The number of times that I have to just end up playing Destroyer is wild. Yes, this is ranked. There is currently 2 different lobbies for the game. There is the exclusively ranked ladder, and then there is the like kind of friendly going in from like match to match. Oh, that priority! Like where you can just like challenge a friend directly. But essentially, the game has like 1 game mode, and that is ranked. So it doesn't do the game. I guess I would say it definitely does the game like a disservice, not having more that could happen with it. But it's pretty fun. I just realized I did a really bad job there of actually explaining what each of my cards do. So I'm gonna actually spend a bit more time going into this next game about what it is the deck's trying to do, so that I can help explain it and get more of why these decision points that I'm making are being made. So the goal of the deck is to do what's called a it's like a Dracula Zoo or like Flood kind of deck. You know, getting a bunch of guys on board and trying to, as opposed to pushing damage, we're pushing stats on board. So, oh man, the overlay still isn't here. But for example, the deck has 4 1-drops, 2 2-drops, 1 3-drop, 1 4, 2 4s, and then some really high things. And the reason why we're trying to flood the board is for this card Dracula here, who at the end of the game, so after everything else is determined, will discard a card from our hand and gain its power. So the idea of being able to flood multiple cards out onto the field is that we're able to sort of curate our hand into very high power, overstated cards that have inherent downsides. For example, one of the cards I played in the last game was Destroyer, who is a 6/15, who is a very high stat line for a 6-drop card. You'll get to know more of these stat lines as you play more, but its on reveal destroys all my other cards. Now, inherently, that's not great. because you need to have other cards on the board to win. There are some cards that can mitigate that, like the armor you saw in a previous game that protects cards, or what we have here being Cosmo, which will make on-reveal abilities not happen at the location. But either way, we want to say we can't play the Destroyer because we're going to blow up our own field. If we slim down our hand so that it's only Destroyer left, Dracula can then discard Destroyer and gain its power. So then Dracula is able to become a 4/16 essentially, 4/15 at the end of the game, and that's some sweet value right there. Sweet value. Another of our 6-drops overstatted is the Infinite, who is a 6/20 highest raw statted card in the game, but unfortunately requires us to not play a card on the last turn. So in order of like naturally playing it, we are stuck skipping turn 5. We have to skip turn 5 in order to then be able to play Infinite on turn 6. And you know, 20 stats for 2 of our turns, 5 and 6, it's not so good anymore. But again, if we slim down our hand down so that's only Infinite left, Dracula becomes a 4/20. And so that's the goal of us playing these cards. To help mitigate these cards with really big downsides, I already talked about Cosmo, we also have Zero, who is a 1/3, an overstatted 1-drop, that is able to negate to all of the abilities of the next card we play. So, inherently, we have synergy going on between these cards to allow us to just push tons of stats out. Gotta love that. Absolutely love that. We play the Khazar. Oh yeah, Khazar is going to be negated by 0, so it's not going to do the buff, but we just want to get it out of our hand so Dracula can absorb its stats. And then we want to float 2 extra energy into Sunspot. So that's just our hand. Into the next game, I'll try to talk about what the opponent is doing, because this opponent is clearly doing a very specific kind of deck based off of what it was looking like. Oh shoot, we're gonna not win this one. Having a 4/15 was not enough to beat out the stats of the large lads over here. Oh well. But that's the goal of what this deck is trying to do. And you can see, like, in the middle, we had 30 power, which is a ton of power, but then we ended up losing on the sides. Like, they won here by a total of 2 points, they won here by 9 points. So even though overall they had less power than us across all 3 locations, they had it more dispersed so that they could actually win 2. So even though I won this one by 20, that doesn't matter. All that matters is that you win 2 out of 3. Raw numbers come into play if there's going to be tiebreakers, but we're not currently, we didn't experience a tie yet. So that's basically Marvel Snap. It's like you build your deck, and your deck is very small. Decks in this game are 12 cards only. So it's 12 cards singleton. So like you have like the singleton variants, but by the end of the game, there's only going to be 3 cards in your deck that you don't see. Naturally anyways. Other cards can affect that in some capacity, but that's going to be what naturally happens. Titan is very good for us, because it means we only have to skip turn 4 in order to be able to play the Infinite. And that is significantly better than needing to skip turn 5. Because again, we're skipping a less impactful turn in terms of mana. Or I guess it's called energy in this game. So there are Morbius, which is a I don't know, linchpin card, I guess. It's a card that very clearly dictates what you're trying to do. 2-drop, 0 power, ongoing, plus 2 power for each time you discard a card this game. So naturally, it's going to have an archetype that's built around discarding cards. So there are cards that, so there are archetypes about discarding cards, archetypes about destroying cards, archetypes about flooding out a bunch of cards. And these are all just manifest in the game in different ways. And then there's always counter cards like armor. Ongoing, cards at this location can't be destroyed. Another thing that would allow us to play that destroyer card. But anyways, we actually have... No, we're just going to skip turn... yeah, we just skip turn 4. Bifrost moves everything over. They play their Dracula. So they play their Dracula here, which means they're trying to do like a Dracula discard, probably with what's a card called MODOK, which just discards your hand, which in another capacity also allows you to curate your hand very finely. So they probably don't actually have Shang-Chi in this deck. So we're just going to play Infinite over here. Shang-Chi, another one of these very powerful counter cards that just on reveal kills a card with 9 or more power. Yeah, especially if they played MODOK, which is going to discard their whole hand. Cards with discard synergies are going to trigger. And they're using this as their method of trying to get tons of power onto the board. So yeah, deck is all about, so the game's all about trying to get massive power, get as much power as you can, etc., etc. So the Morbius is here. So they have to, they don't necessarily commit to the middle with Dracula, but Dracula is going to be probably either a 9 or a 16 based off of the Apocalypse. So we're very unlikely to win Titan. Alternatively, if they play into the Bifrost, yeah, okay, now we just need to think. We need to think about where their power is going. So they discarded Swarm, which one discard adds 2 0-cost copies to hand, and it's a 0-cost 3-power card. Man, I really need to get the overlay displayed on here somehow, so you can actually follow along with that. I think we go Lizard, Cosmo, Squirrel Girl? So if they play a 12 here, they don't tie anymore. Jeez, this is tough. We're adding 3, 4 here, so they need to drop at least a 3 here. Oh, shoot. I don't think we're winning this one, gosh darn it. Unless... So what does this mean? No! Come on! So yeah, so in the event of a tie, the tie location basically gets X'd out. So what's left is that you're only looking at 2 locations. So if you win 2 of the 3, you still win. But if one location is tied, then it's just raw power total again across the other 2 locations. Funny here is that we tied across 2 locations, and then they managed to have massive power in the middle. GG. So yeah, so just playing the game, we're able to complete all these fun daily quests. We still have to win a location with only 1 card and draw cards. Weekly challenge is just do your dailies throughout the week and you're going to get extra bonus there. You know, it has all the other mobile game things. I mean, you'll just go like fun. Let me show off one of these upgrade things though. So when you play, you're then able to look at these these cards and you're like, oh man, that's not super shiny and whatnot. So with the number of credits up in the top corner, which are over here, you're then able to spend what are called boosters on this side, which you get individually for each card, and you can then upgrade it from a lower rarity to a higher rarity. And it looks all cool. Like now, this guy has a fun 3D effect on him. And then that boosts what's called your collection level, and this is where my gripes with the game starts to show up. So the collection level initially is a very novel idea, where by playing the game, you get boosters. By getting boosters, you then upgrade your cards. You spent those upgraded cards to then get you collection levels, which is then how you unlock more cards. Fundamentally, the idea is that you're locked into getting new cards by playing the game more. That's what was one of their core tenets. And in an initial look, like, that sounds great and awesome. You're going to play the game, get more cards, and you're going to really rock and roll it. But the issue then comes into play when, as you were hearing me talk about a lot, these synergies are incredibly critical. The way that cards interact with each other allows you to build these really cool and interesting decks that then have these strong synergies among them. And when you enter a certain stage of the collection level, or the collection track, which is like just around level 1000, you start getting into what are called Pool 3 cards. Essentially, there's a set of cards that you get right at the beginning of the game, and these are like your basic starter cards. They're like bread and butter stuff. Once you start entering collection level Pool 3, you start getting these very highly synergistic cards. Let me pull up some, for example. Like, you start getting into Moon Knight, which is like discard a card from each player's hand, but it's very weak on its own. You start running into cards like Beast, which enables a whole thing called the Beast Bounce archetype, which allows you to return cards to hand, play them again, and you can like bounce around, similar to what Forcecraft likes to do. Or take Mr. Negative. He makes an entire archetype in of himself where you swap the power and cost of all cards in your deck. So some cards are like this, where they define a whole archetype in of themselves, and they're very powerful, and you can just kind of play them. But then there are also cards that are highly synergistic. Let's take, what's one of these highly synergistic looking cards? Let's take, yeah, I know exactly who we're looking at. Energy cost 2 on reveal. One of these pool 3 cards is Hazmat. 2/2, on reveal, afflict all other cards with -1 power. So the ability is just symmetrical, everything is -1 power. And in of that itself, it being symmetrical isn't a super big deal. You know, it's like kind of a middling card. If you open it as one of your first pool 3 cards, you're like, eh. However, it has a very strong synergy card in Luke Cage. Your cards can't have their power reduced. So very clearly here, we now have a 2-card synergy between Luke Cage and Hazmat. Of course, Luke Cage has more applications where if other cards are just reducing your power, you can just play him, have your cards restored. But Hazmat is the one that's very like, if you open it, you're really waiting to play Luke Cage. So I believe they're calling it like the Pool 3 lull, essentially, where it's a dip in just overall enjoyment of the collection track, where card games are fun because of synergies, putting combos together, making neat and wacky things happen. And Marvel Snap, even though their mechanics are very different, it is not different in this aspect. That is still the cool thing to do, make synergies, make neat things happen. And when you're trickling out cards very slowly along the collection track with these highly synergistic cards, it's so easy to open part B of the synergy and not have part A, and feel like you basically missed out on having a card at all. And that, it sucks. That absolutely sucks. And that's probably my biggest criticism with the game. Synergies are so fun. Like, you can't not design synergies. They're so incredible. They're so amazing. And they feel so good to unlock and achieve. But if you're going through the game naturally, and even for just, like, your first 3 cards, like, you have 3 cards that you're going to unlock, and they are, what would it be? I wish in here I could sort by collection level somehow, but they don't have. So I'm just gonna have to. In fact, let me actually pull up an online resource to help explain this more in depth, because that's just how it happens. Things from Series 3. Say you open Wasp, M'Baku. So Wasp is a man. It's really hard to make this look seamless. So you open Wasp, this 0/1. It has synergies in the game, either with Patriot or with Lockjaw or with Jane Foster, where it's like it costing 0 mana really matters. But if you open it by itself, you're like, I can't put this in a deck. My middle, just coming out of pool Series 2 deck doesn't have the flexibility of just running a card like this. So then you just get got. Or you open M'Baku, who is a 1-mana 2/2, which is what a lot of people call ostensibly one of the worst cards in the game, because he only does something at the end of the game, and only if you didn't draw him as one of those 3 cards you didn't draw. He really sucks to open on his own. And then if you open, say, then we just take Hazmat for the example. So you have 3 cards you pull, and they are Hazmat, Wasp, and M'Baku. And you're just like, I can't put these in any of my decks. So for 3 card openings worth, you're still stuck playing like the exact same deck that you're playing from Pool 2. And that can be incredibly frustrating. So something that I've been mulling over and thinking about is, I believe they should make something called Pool 2.5. Or you can call it like 3.0. Essentially a pool that is in between Pool 3 and Pool 2. Where you get the fun build around cards, where you get the like the Cerebros of the world, you get the Wongs of the world, you get the Patriots. Where is this guy? You get the Patriots of the world. These cards that on their own represent, you can now build a new deck archetype, and that is exciting. They can still have it sprinkled into the collection level, and of course, that means the collection level starts to really abstract in terms of it being a highly curated card collection experience. But I think it would, in of itself, help alleviate a ton of bad feels during the Pool 3 lull, where you're just getting these cards and you're like, I still can't build a deck with them. They're just going to sit in my collection until I either choose to power through and finish out Pool 3, or I just leave the game because I'm not having fun anymore building new cards. Card games. Having new cards is the fun thing. New cards, new ideas, new strategies. Having that being interrupted by you opening like Rogue, which is like a fine answer, but it's not like a new card for a deck. That is I feel like that is a big deal. Or like even like you open Goose. Like Goose is a good card, but you can't build a whole deck based off around Goose. I mean, like, heck yeah, I'm gonna build my Goose deck now. So I think having like that Pool 3.0, or basically an acknowledgement that there are cards that people get before any other card, would be a huge help in terms of alleviating frustrations during the collection level. As much as it would also force them to address that not all Series 5 cards they release are made equal. Like, I have them in my shop right now. We got Jeff. A 2/3, you can move once, nothing can stop you from playing this or moving it to any location. Incredibly flexible card. Very much, you can just play it anywhere. It always gives you a way to play into a location. It's a very flexible tool to have in your arsenal. But it's also just a 2/3, and that's like not something that you build around. Like, you throw them in your control deck, or you just throw them in your like miracle deck to like play into a storm location. It's just a fine guy. And then you have literal Big Bad Thanos. I mean, he's been staying in Series 5 the whole time because he's Big Bad, but at the start of the game you shuffle in these 6 crazy Infinity Stones into your deck, and it completely makes up half of your deck, makes up half of what that deck is, and it feels so much more exciting. So the fact that everything gets released into Series 5 needs to be answered. The fact that there's the Pool 3 lull needs to be answered. But these are all things that I believe that Second Dinner is going to do, and they are going to answer. But that's my little... I've been meaning to make a video about Marvel Snap in that capacity for a while. I just haven't found time to do it at all. So if you've been watching the stream, hopefully you caught that live. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shonixes. I very much just popped off the rail there because, again, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, and I have not made a video out of it at all, because it's hard to make videos when you're just living a life full-time. Yeah. Anyways, Shonixy, I hope you hop on in for tomorrow, because, again, we're going to be doing daily quests tomorrow, and once again, we'll be starting off with Shadowverse, so hopefully it's a bit more of a relaxed, chill time. Unfortunately, even though we have 2 little dailies here left, I actually gotta go. So, to everybody watching, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for chatting. It's always great to see people, and part of why I'm trying to just do daily quests in the morning is that, you know, I used to do them all by my lonesome in just, you know, just in the time when I had to do it. I think it's more fun to try to build community around and be like, hey, we're all on this daily quest grind. Let's all just sit down, chat, and discuss how we feel about it. So, I hope that, I'm hoping that I'm able to foster and cultivate that, but we're gonna see it keep growing, hopefully. And thank you guys again so much for watching. I unfortunately gotta go. I hope to be able to see you guys again. And as always, I wish you guys absolutely wonderfully and well, and please take care. Bye-bye, bye-bye.